Hey, it's Sterling K. Brown from the Hulu original series Paradise. The next chapter begins as Xavier's search for his wife takes him above ground, and what he finds will change everything. It was never just about the bunker. Tune in and discover the truth lies outside. Paradise, the official podcast, premieres February 16th, and stream Paradise on February 23rd on Hulu and Hulu on Disney+.
Are you a lifelong fan of General Hospital?
Are you a new fan who wants to know more about the history of the show?
Do you enjoy talking about the show with others?
Do you find yourself yelling at the TV?
Is your self-care an hour a day in Port Charles?
If so, we invite you to join hosts
Amanda Kimmel
and Shannon Coach at the place where all the hidden conversations take place and secrets are revealed.
Meet us at Pier 54,
a General Hospital fan podcast.
Hello. Hi. Welcome to the General Hospital recap for November 6th through 10th. We got a lot going on this week. So first, Port Charles Pipeline is from Holly. When you were talking about Finn and Liz grilling, in addition to the potatoes going on first, you don't wrap steaks in foil.
True.
And also, did you notice that Liz was tossing salad with no dressing? I personally don't always use dressing, so I would just do that to mix up the veggies.
Right.
But I do know that a lot of people, it is more common,
yes,
that she should have been using some kind of a dressing. Perhaps she did use like lemon and olive oil, but still. Oh, the strike ended
yes.
November 1st. So let's see where this takes us.
I'm excited.
And then we got an email from a new friend, Nicole. Dear ladies, to answer your question, Back in a Minute refers to Stick Stickly on Nickelodeon. Do you remember Stick Stickly? He was the little popsicle stick that like gave the news. Okay. Nicktoons in the afternoon and the big wheel that they used to spin him on. So I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot about Stick Stickly. I'm going to look this up. So it's not Stick Stickly. It's USA. It was USA. In a minute.
Oh, okay.
So just so you know that I'm not crazy.
It was
Like a random topic that they interviewed kids about, but it started with the in a minute. And so we found it. Thank you, Nicole. And there's also a lot of personal stuff, but Nicole just really thanked us about the show. She did talk about how much she loves our podcast and it's one of the highlights of her week. And that is just,
I love that.
crazy to me that we are fans.
We are part of people's like weekly routine.
I know.
Nuts.
Yeah, I'm not even part of my own weekly routine. Right. Well,
I catch up somewhere around Wednesday.
although it was funny because, she did say that she's been watching it for 40, or she's 40 now, and she's been watching it since she was 4. She watches with her mom. Every week we bring such joy to my days, or you bring such joy. I'm reading, yeah. And don't feel bad. She said Amanda, but it's totally Shannon that cries all the time. But she cries too, and everything. So, I mean,
We love our fans.
Yep. And I have support for my tears. Woo! And I have a mini reality check before because my husband found stuff in the attic last week. And I don't know when I wrote this, actually. Let me see.
You didn't date it?
I didn't. I know. I wasn't there yet.
Oh, that's absurd.
I wrote a letter to Jonathan Brandis. Do you know who that is?
No.
He was on Sequest. He was in that movie Ladybugs.
Sure.
You have to know who this is. Him.
Is this 4th grade?
Probably around there.
Your 4th grade handwriting is better than, I do know who that is. 4th grade handwriting is better than my adult handwriting.
So I wrote him a letter, apparently never mailed it. And unfortunately, he died by suicide about 20 years ago because I was pregnant with my daughter. I am so impressed with my interview skills in this. It was like, do you like to be recognized by your fans or do you prefer not big crowd of girls? My sentence structures were not that. What do you look for in a girl? Do you have a special girlfriend? What is she like? How old are you? I love your car. I saw it in the Mickey Mouse Club. I love the style and color. And what religion are you?
Oh, that's nice. You were like planning your future.
Oh, wait. No, it opens up though. Dear Jonathan, you are so cute.
Tons of O's. Tons of O's.
And S's. I've seen Sequest. I've seen both Ladybugs and Sidekicks. And then it said, #1 fan, love Shannon and my maiden name. And I drew some hearts.
Nice.
But I was just kind of impressed with the different types of questions I was asking. No one else probably interviewed him and was like, hey, do you have a girlfriend? What's she like?
Right.
By the way, if you don't, here I am.
Exactly. But what qualities are you looking for if the answer was no to that one?
But yeah, fourth grade me.
I can't believe you never mailed it.
It would not have been fourth grade because I'm looking at the address on the back. We moved there when I was in fifth grade.
Okay.
So at longest, it would have been fifth grade. I don't know why I didn't mail it because I had a pen pal when I was that age. So I don't know, but I just thought everyone else would get a kick out of
those good interview skills. Good
Yes.
job. We'll ask that the next time we interview someone. Yeah, hey, so and so, you are so cute. Do you have a girlfriend? What do you like? If not, what qualities do you look for?
Yes.
We might not ever get an interview after that again.
We'll never get complimented on our interviews again. That's one thing that people have said. They ask great questions. Not now.
No, we just want to know what qualities you look for and what religion are you? That is so good.
I have now
I'm planning our
learned that.
wedding. I need to know if we need a priest, a rabbi, a minister.
So I did find my Bible that I had when I was younger, and in it I wrote. So I might have saved that letter from Jonathan Brandis, but I was hardcore Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Yes.
I mean, I had floor to ceiling pictures of him, like named my hamster after him.
Wow.
It was hardcore. I wrote in my Bible, JTT is Presbyterian, because so was I.
Oh, okay.
We had a lot in common. I don't know why we're not married.
Huh.
Sorry, JT. JD? Oh,
Yeah.
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 except for my favorite in sync was Chris and then Jason. Yes, because the two of them together.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, we're off of that. So we are in the middle of obscure Quartermain 411s.
Yes.
So last week we did the other buildings on the estate. Is that better for you? The estate. That's actually what's written in the Port Charles
Sure.
guide is the estate. So it's not the commune or
Sure.
compound that I kept saying.
I'm like a cult.
But then this week we are going to talk about the Quartermain staff.
This is going to be so
It's
fun.
going to be so much fun. But that's it for Port Charles Pipeline. So did you hear that Hulu and Disney Plus are merging?
No.
Like as a mega app next month.
Oh.
They're going to be merging. So I don't know if it's going to still be called Hulu. So
Dis-
we're going to have to change this
Disney,
segment's
Hulu.
name.
Yeah. Well, we got to keep up with the times.
So for now, we are sticking with Hulu headlines. Future name TBD. On Monday, Sam and Dante voice their concerns. Finn is uneasy. Esme makes a confession. Chase puts his foot in his mouth, and Valentin is horrified. Tuesday, Sonny offers support to Anna. Robert offers an explanation. Gregory helps Alexis with an ethical issue. Sam is overjoyed, and Curtis gets valuable advice. And I have a fun fact about that one. On Wednesday, Tracy makes an announcement. Michael is relieved. Austin is cagey. That's a new description.
Yeah.
Sonny shares shocking info with Ava. Sasha tries to mend a broken bond. On Thursday, Olivia jumps to action. I like that.
Mm-hmm. She did, literally.
Lois cautions Brooklyn. Spencer feels betrayed. Dante briefs Anna and Sonny. Valentin treads carefully. And then on Friday, he gets... I'm sorry. I know I love him. That was awesome. On Friday, Alexis and Blaze get acquainted. Trina doesn't mince words. Elizabeth vents to Laura. Anna is blindsided. And Olivia has reason to celebrate. Aw, cute. So where do you want to get started?
I don't know.
Okay. Halloween costumes continued. Brooklyn was wearing a referee hat that said BLQ.
That's so cute.
And Chase was a football player.
And she's like, yeah, you found the candy. Too bad all the lights are out because trick-or-treating's over.
Yes. So let's see here. Everything flowed together. So it's kind of like which thread do we want to pull first? Well, we opened up with Liz and Finn talking about a quiet night. I like that they take those little walks that everybody knows by this point in the medical show when they say it's quiet.
But like, come on, Liz, you should have known this. Finn should not have had to explain to you that we don't say it's a quiet night ever, especially not on Halloween.
Right. Well, you know what? Okay, let's go with Curtis because Curtis, they continued, but not big stuff.
Yes.
Although it kind of is. So Curtis was talking to a guy at the gym and he said that I'm going to let you write the story. You tell the story about it because I got some real facts.
Okay. So they're at Sonny's gym what was the new guy's name?
Hold on, because I
Okay, she'll fill us in a minute. New guy was like, this is a nice gym. It's pretty private. And Curtis is like, yeah, it's my buddy Sonny's. And he's like, whoa, you have some high connections. And then Curtis just starts talking about how he's feeling and, you know, it's so humiliating to not be able to do the things he used to do. And new guy is like, yeah,
Devon. His name is Devon.
Devon, thank you. Devon is like, yeah, you've had a different experience than I've had because I was born this way and you had an accident and are now this way. And then Curtis felt bad and was like, oh my gosh, I'm such a jerk. I was so insensitive, blah, blah, blah. And Devon's like, no, you're going through your own thing. It's okay. But you need to open up and let your family know what you're feeling and, you know, express all your emotions and everything so you can move forward. Because if not, you're just going to be stuck here.
And he did mention, like, it's okay to be angry. Like,
Yes.
you're allowed to feel
And
those things.
He said that he felt that way as a child whenever he'd see everyone else running around the playground and he could not run like that.
So the actor who portrayed Devon, because I forgot to write his name is Victor Clark. He's from Pittsburgh.
Hi, Victor.
He has been a double amputee since birth. Medically, that is a 1 in a million shot. And he enjoys being on stage not only for the thrill of it, but to increase disability representation in the media.
Nice.
And he does a whole lot. So it says Victor Clark is a voice actor and musician from Pittsburgh, PA, currently residing in Los Angeles, between the Berg and the Valley, with a stop in Music City in between. He studied improv, Meisner technique, and a range of singing techniques, including jazz, commercial, barbershop, and heavy metal. His acting has been described as a Philip Seymour Hoffman meets Jack Black.
How fun.
Yep, so he's from Pittsburgh.
So when he comes back, we need to interview him.
Well, because I know that they are doing a really, really good job of making sure that the people's stories match. I just wanted to see, was he really born?
Yes. Yeah, because even though I know nothing about that subject, I still knew that that was very rare. And I was like, oh, are they just being dramatic for storyline or?
Right.
So, yep. I'm so glad they kept his story accurate.
Yes. And then Drew and Curtis remembered that they're friends. And I feel like they kind of addressed the stuff that we have been saying of, do they remember that they're friends? Like they talked about it with life happens, but we're still in the same that's the thing though. When you're in the same proximity as someone, yeah. But I mean, how much did we really ever see them together? But still, they remembered that they were friends.
Thanks for that reminder.
I just thought that was so funny because we talk about it all the time.
Yeah.
What did Drew call him? It wasn't ride and die. He referred to him in some way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, don't even think about it. You're still my best man or like my best friend and everything.
Yeah.
But thank you for addressing the elephant in the room there. All right, I picked that. Where are we going next?
We were talking about Drew, so we got to see Carly continue being all mushy smushy with him.
I ignored that, to be perfectly honest.
He's so happy that he's home. And then he
I don't even have it written down.
That's where we started with him. And then he went to Sam's house so that he could talk to her. And then Scout woke up and she was so cute. She went running to him, Daddy, I missed you, blah, blah, blah. And she had candy for him. And then he told her to get dressed. They had a big day. And they went to see Alexis, which I thought was so nice. That was like the first thing on his agenda was to tell her thanks. And she was very modest. Everyone helped, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, no, you did this. Like, you're the one with the power here.
Yeah.
So that was cute.
That was.
Well,
I like that.
Mushy hug between the three of them.
Well, let's stick with Alexis then.
Okay.
First, we saw Gregory asked her about the skydiving again, but then they started talking about the Anna shooting Charlotte because they're like, it's news, but how are we going to talk about this? And we did get tagged in something saying that the white statue type thing that was on her bookshelf behind, people think it looks like a toilet seat. And someone was like, why do I think Shannon would notice that? I actually had it, but now I do.
It's funny.
But
they're calling you out on your I Spy.
Oh, you just wait. There's a good one this week.
Oh, geez.
There's a very good one.
Okay.
That we actually had somebody tag or write in about. I'll have to check, but I might have missed that on the Port Charles pipeline. Anywho.
Yeah, Alexis was talking to Gregory about how she wasn't sure how to write this. And he's good emotional support there. He was like, yeah, you'd keep her name out of it because she's a minor anyway.
Right.
Just be like very vague to report it, but don't put any type of personal spin on it because she is a cast iron.
Or we could just do this crazy thing of how about we wait for the details?
What? You can't do that in the news.
You wait
have
for the
to make up a
truth?
story. No.
You can't just say things are coming in, but there was an accident in this apartment building.
No, you have to speculate something. Because then you have to post corrections to keep it in the news for a couple more weeks.
Oh, jeez Louise. And then around the same time, we saw Mac, Jordan, Robert, and Dante talking, and they were kind of giving Dante the, what's happening here? You know, it's,
Right.
I felt like they were almost interrogating him.
Yes.
Well, Jordan said, you have a lot of explaining to do.
Right. I just didn't understand the whole way that went down. She was in her home and someone had entered her home without her knowledge. How is she wrong for shooting at all?
Well, like Jordan said, if it's reasonable to assume that Charlotte could or should have been there, that could be the, but it's not.
No, she didn't have a key. She doesn't live in
Shouldn't have
Anna's
had a
house.
key.
Right. She didn't have a key that Anna gave her.
Correct.
Or that Anna had knowledge that she had. And she doesn't live there. She didn't say she was stopping by. She wasn't invited to stop by. Like, there's no way we can say this is Anna's fault. I understand feeling bad because a child was shot, but she wasn't really acting like a child, breaking in and changing costumes to be sneaky and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. And then when Felicia was talking to Stella about Anna shooting Charlotte being her fault,
Right.
because she suggested that she should move into Maxie's, that would have probably happened anywhere.
Yeah. Felicia's you tanking on guilt that doesn't belong to her.
I do appreciate that you say that because that does make me feel a little bit better about things.
Yep.
So Felicia is feeling all guilty about this, and then she's concerned about Mac may have to arrest, which is fair,
Right.
and questioning if Robert would have to recuse himself
Yes,
as
he would.
DA.
Yes.
DA. Yes, if you've been married to someone twice, as Robert put it this week, I am pretty darn sure that's a conflict of interest. Even if they had just been partners in the WSB, I feel like that would have been
Right.
enough. Even just being friends.
And you share a child and grandchildren.
Right. Yes, Felicia. He is.
She's like, oh, darn.
But then Stella tells us all about her boyfriend, George.
Oh, Stella.
I love that they gave that story.
Yes.
But she's not with him anymore. She turned him down.
turned him
She turned his
down.
proposal down because she has family back in Port Charles.
I mean, couldn't they have like split the year? 6 months, 6 months? Come on, Stella.
I feel like that was told to us for a reason.
Yes.
So,
We're just going to wait for him to come to Port Charles.
yes. All right. We don't really have to get into the Anna stuff yet from there.
I feel like all the Anna stuff is stupid. Like,
We're not talking about it yet.
okay, just so you know, my vote is it's stupid.
Sonny told Ava about Austin's involvement.
Mm-hmm.
Ava questions him and she's like, I want so badly to believe you.
Mm-hmm. And what does he say whenever they're talking about who the bad guy is?
Oh, he works for Cyrus. Yes.
Thank you.
I just feel like it needs, I guess I'm just disappointed that it's not a more evolved, like that we didn't bring back Olivia Jerome for it. Like, is this really, it has to have another layer, right? It's not you that I'm disagreeing with. I am disagreeing with. I don't want this to be it.
I understand what you're disagreeing with, and I understand after the whole Hook thing that we are unsatisfied with this storyline because another layer would make it so much better. But I just don't know that you're getting that.
I don't know. I'm not ready to give up on it yet.
Okay, I'll keep waiting.
That was pretty much it with Sonny. Oh, and he had Anna spend the night, but that's a whole other, we'll get into that.
We're not talking about
We're not
Anna
talking
yet.
about Anna yet. But Sasha tried to get Maxie and Brooklyn to mend,
Yes.
and that was so sweet.
Yes,
I liked
Yes.
that.
I miss you. I miss you too.
And then they went and did a photo shoot. Okay, I miss Brando desperately.
Yes.
But I am really enjoying watching Cody.
Because he's just so, he's like Chase whenever Chase looks at Brooklyn like from across the room, and you're just like, I want someone to look at me like that. Like, oh
And
my
he's
God.
trying so hard not to.
Yes.
And I mean,
Maxie's like, hello, hello. And he's seriously not hearing her because he's just so caught up in wow, Sasha.
apparently the Qs have a baby alpaca.
Right.
So which means that they have an adult or two alpacas at
Maybe.
Do they now have like a farm?
It's a petting zoo. We just didn't know.
But the alpaca's name is Ferdinand, and Cody says, like my favorite book when I was little. And that was one of my favorite books when I was little because, well, not, you know why?
Why?
And this will make so much sense. And yes, I did psychologically dive into this one.
Okay.
Because Ferdinand is a bull and he is expected to behave in a certain way. But all he wants to do is sit under the cork tree and smell the flowers.
Okay.
All I want to do is be happy. Not just be happy, but like,
Yes.
I don't want to be a bull.
Thank you.
But that just made me so happy. And then recently, James Patrick Stewart did read it on his Friday night, and I might have commented like I was a 5-year-old child.
I don't want to be a bull. Is that what you commented?
No.
Okay, good.
No, but it was more this week. I was like, that makes a lot of sense to me because I don't necessarily care about all that other stuff. I just want to be happy and get along. And yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I psychologically analyzed Ferdinand.
Wow. Just unpacked a lot there.
Did a lot of soul searching this week.
I don't want to be a bull. But the baby alpaca was adorable,
Yes.
and I wished that I could like reach through the screen and pet him because he looks so soft and fluffy. I did not quite understand the vision that the photographer was going for, though. Sasha, look at the baby like you're mothering to it, and then you just stare at her and think, "Wow, she's pretty." What?
Right. Like, what is this being used for?
Yes, exactly. That picture, as beautiful as Sasha looked and as soft as the alpaca looked, did not make me think anything about skincare or
And
makeup.
it was supposed to be like Eden, right? Isn't
Right.
that what he said? Like,
Yes.
it's Eden. That's why her gown was
It's all flowy and whatever. Yeah.
and soft color. I could be wrong, but I don't think there were cowboys
Right?
in the Garden of Eden.
Right.
I've read the Bible a few times.
You better go back
I
and
could
check
be
again.
wrong, but I don't
Yeah.
think they were there.
Right. Right. They like didn't even have him like take his shirt off and stand there
And be
in
like a
just like
t-shirt.
jeans or
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah. He had like a jean and jean jacket. It just no.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. And nothing about that said Garden of Eden to me, and nothing about that said, let me go buy some skincare.
Yes. I don't know. But
So
they're going to have some cute photos.
they are. But even Maxie is like, no, get the guy out. And he's like, no, this is the vision.
Right.
But he did question Sasha's ability to go forward. He was like, I'm not taking pictures of a druggie, of this, of that. And she had to stand up for herself there and be like, nope, things are different.
I was really happy that she was the one that was able to say that and
Yes.
not have to have somebody else defend her.
Yes.
It's nice when other people defend you for things, but it's not when
You gotta
he needed to
be
hear
able
it from
stand
her
up, yeah.
and say, nope, here's the work that I did and I'm good. And I wasn't having the drugs that Dr. Montague was giving me.
Right.
I don't know really where to go from there.
What other random stories?
Tracy's leaving. Bobby's going to help her sort out Luke's affairs in Amsterdam. I am going to be upset if Bobby dies in Amsterdam and Tracy is the one that has to come back and tell everyone that she has passed.
Yeah, no, I'm not okay with that.
No, I think that it's nice that that means Bobby would have passed away where Luke was, so they would be together, but
No,
that's not,
no, I'm not doing that.
no. That was my first thought. I'm like, this is when
No, I refuse that.
I
Thank
agree. I'm not happy with my own thoughts frequently. And I am okay, people. Just so you know.
I did like how soft Brooklyn got with her because she was like, whatever, where are you running off to now to just
Right.
escape this? And then she was like, I'm going to deal with Luke's estate. And she was like, oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's a lot. And I think that she understood that Tracy was doing a lot of this to avoid it.
Yeah.
Because didn't Tracy say something about that? She's like, I've been putting this off and it has to be done.
Right. It only makes sense she would do it while Bobby's over there.
Yeah. Want to just go into Eddie Main?
Sure.
Well, when was it that was it before or after when Lois and Brooklyn were, or was that last week that Lois and Brooklyn were talking?
Lois and Brooklyn were talking after Lois sent him to the water.
Because she talked about the cake.
Yes. He was complaining about being stuck on the song, and he kept playing it over and over again. And so she was like, would you stop? Like, you need to do something, an action to push you forward. You're talking about water, go to water, like go do something with that. And so he went down to the boathouse, and while she assumed he was just like sitting there looking at the water, she got into the conversation with Brooklyn about, I jumped out of a cake. That was
And they mentioned
funny.
Catherine Bell.
Yep.
By name.
Yep.
And Lois does roller derby. Is that what we were being led to believe? Is that Lois does roller derby?
Lois did.
And her name is Mary Choppins?
I don't think her name's Mary Choppins. I think that's like somebody
else?
not nice on the other team or whatever.
I just thought that was so interesting.
That would be super interesting.
Does she take her nails off for it?
I hope not. Wow.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm going to win.
but Lois is getting ready to leave too.
No, she's not.
Well, I mean, she only came because of what she read in the paper about her daughter.
Which was so ridiculous then, because she's talking on the phone to her mom at some point, and she's like, oh, I can't wait for you to meet Brookie's boyfriend. He's so nice, blah, 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 blah. How did you have this disconnect from her for all this time that you didn't show up when her throat was slashed?
3 years ago.
You're reading about what's happening to her instead of having conversations with her or her father. And now you're like, I can't wait for you to meet Brookie's boyfriend.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. I'm sorry. And Lois just isn't that kind of mother.
Yeah.
Like we said before, they should have had pretend
That's
phone
why
calls.
she left.
They
was
should have
to be there because she didn't want Brooklyn to have a difficult upbringing. That's why she left.
Yes.
For Brooklyn.
Yes.
If she hadn't gotten pregnant, I don't think she would have left.
No.
They would have fought, and they would have been Sonny and Carly before Sonny and Carly, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, she said she was going to leave. And then as they were talking, and Brooke said she needed help figuring out how to get the company back to Maxie and Lucy and whatever, then Lois was like, I guess I'll just have to stick around for a while. And I was like, stick around forever, Lois. I love you.
please, 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 please.
And then it turns out that Eddie went down to the gatehouse, and he got this overpowering feeling that he stripped off his jacket and his shoes, and he jumped in the water.
To get the siren song.
Yes.
Which I kind of understand that, like put your, like an immersive experience, put yourself in the position where if I were
Have
lost
his
it.
shoe on in the water. And that's what got caught in the seaweed.
I think it is.
But when Olivia came down and looked,
Yes,
his shoes were on the dock.
Unless he was wearing black socks.
I'm pretty sure that was a boot. Now I have to rewatch because
I
I think they
know.
messed this up.
Oh, that's a fun continuity error, though.
Because that was what got caught in the seaweed stuff, and he was trying to pull himself out, and he could not. And then she looked for him for a while because they showed her like pop up.
How long can they hold their breath?
I don't know. That's what I was
That was
wondering
like 2 or
too.
3 segments of them
Yes.
swimming underwater.
Yes, and then she was able to get.
Maybe
his
they go through a
foot
lot of
free.
tunnels.
Maybe I
And
don't
they've
know.
been
I don't know.
practicing.
They must have been practicing. They must have been practicing because I know that the water obviously wasn't like super deep. They weren't really in a lake, but underwater it doesn't matter. You can drown in a ½ inch of water. Okay,
You can drown in a bowl of soup.
so yeah, how'd they do that?
I don't know. Oh, okay. Real quick, just because you talked about it a little bit before Eddie went down to the boathouse and everything to jump in the lake. She had been telling him about all of his hits that he had.
Yes, I thought they were going to play one, and I was
Yes.
going to be excited, and then
Yes.
they didn't. I wanted her to be like, "Look, you are on the top 10, blah blah blah," and
Yep.
pull up her Spotify or whatever, Apple Music,
Yep.
iHeartRadio,
And then, but then she told him all about Ned Quartermain. So she told
was
him
like,
about Ned.
you are Ned still,
Right.
Like you're in there. You were always in there.
Right. So Olivia winds up being able to get him and pull him.
Well, you go, Olivia.
And now he's Ned again.
All you had to do is try to drown.
Do not take that.
Ah,
That should not be your go-to solution.
I guess not, but
But he talked about how he remembers everything, but he wasn't there. But he was
Mhm.
there.
mhm.
That kind of feels like, you know, whenever you think you're sleeping, but you're
Yes.
actually, like, that's what I was imagining is he's kind of trapped there, and it's, I know that I need to do this, but he just couldn't bring himself out of it, I guess. I don't know.
I'm sure he's going to give us more info.
I hope so. But is he going to remember what happened right before
He has to.
his accident.
He has to because they already set it up whenever we saw Drew and Carly at Michael's.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, who else would it be besides Ned? And then Michael's like, well, what if it is somebody besides Ned?
Right.
Like, yes,
Tell us you know something without telling us that you know something,
Yeah.
Michael.
exactly.
I roll here. Yeah, so that should be interesting. But again, so when it happened, JD happened to walk through and he's like, oh, Eddie Main, right? I said, actually, he
Nope.
just came back to being Ned. And he's like, why aren't you excited? I was like, because Amanda wrote it better. It's exactly what I said. I'm like, she had this great idea. And it just, I'm glad that he's like, it's been you all along, but I loved your idea.
I really, really wanted Alexis to be
I
part of
wanted
this.
him to finish. I wanted him to find the inspiration in the song. Yes. Come back, write it, perform it at the Savoy, and bam, that's when he gets your,
Yep. Eddie's angel.
yes.
I didn't want him to stay Eddie forever.
no,
I
no.
just wanted that experience.
Yes, exactly. I feel like we got a lot of closure, but then like some small doors opened. Do we want to go to Esme or Charlotte? Jake thing.
I'm going with Esme because that one's
Okay.
more entertaining to me than Charlotte because I'm just really over her. Esme came to Laura and was like, hey, I think it's time for me to move out. I appreciate everything you've done for me and everything that you've done for Ace. And I do not plan on taking Ace like away from you, but I don't think it's healthy for me to be living here with Spencer anymore because there are blurred lines and I'm trying to hold on to something that I have like kind of like Ned saying he was there, but he's not there or whatever. That like her body remembers the familiarity with him. And so she wants to cling to him, but she also knows that they're not in that spot anymore. And she doesn't even remember what that exactly was because she
Right.
doesn't know herself from then. So she doesn't want to mess up him and Trina because Trina's a very nice girl.
And she even said that she's like, from what I understand, I was the worst to her and she has been the nicest to me.
Exactly. And so I just don't think it's healthy for me to live here anymore. I think, I learned what I needed to learn here and now I'm ready to go off on my own. And Laura was like, I understand. I hate to see you go and I love you and I care about Ace, obviously, but I respect your decision and I will help kick in some money so that you can have a safe place for you and Ace to be. Because originally
And Esme
said
didn't even ask for it.
no, she was saying she was going to stay above Kelly's, but I understand how, not that it wouldn't be safe, but I don't know that that's, there's just no room. Those are
She just
one
wants her to-
bedroom, whatever.
Yeah.
It's not a place to raise a baby. So,
It's not a long term. It's more of a,
right. Kind of like a hotel. You
Yeah.
wouldn't raise a baby in a hotel most of the
it
time.
wasn't Airbnb before there were Airbnbs.
Exactly. So then later on, we see Laura and Spencer talking crap about his dad. Go ahead.
You forgot that she also told Laura about that Portia is who recommended
Oh,
the class.
yes.
Because
that
there was a
good.
look there.
Mhm.
There was a look
Yep,
that Laura
Laura
was
was
like,
like,
oh, really?
That was nice of her, but what
Right.
the heck?
Do you want the nerd moment now or later?
I'll take it now.
Okay. Coffee table book in Laura's
Coffee table.
yes, that was about Star Trek. Do you know who Jeannie Francis's husband is?
He's a Star Trek person.
He's Will Riker. And they were also husband and wife in the movie Camp Nowhere, which was Jonathan Jackson, but they weren't his parents. But that movie also had Christopher Lloyd in it. And people say that my father-in-law looks like Christopher Lloyd. So therefore,
Wow, you made a full circle connection there.
but no, I thought that was really, really cool that they,
Did
and
us-
that's what someone wrote in. And I was like,
Of course I gave stuff because I'm a dork too.
but I love that. That's
I know.
like, that's a really neat.
That is neat. That is neat.
Yeah.
I appreciate, as much as I make fun of you for being a dork, I appreciate
It will save your life one day.
your dorkiness. So I had to admit that I was like a dork with
You
you
didn't
this
say
week
anything whenever I sent you the picture this week about YouTube has a nerd setting.
because that just blows my mind. I don't know what to say other than you. There's probably a Facebook page for all you people too.
I'm sure, but that's an actual setting in the settings. Is for me to like turn on. I don't have it turned on. Maybe I'll turn it on.
You
and
need
see.
to. You
Yeah.
need to turn it on. I feel like it was made for you.
Yes. Okay. Back to the show.
Yes.
Then Laura tells Spencer. Okay.
Right. So then Laura's talking to Spencer about
Well, first of all, Charlotte.
Charlotte, and then he gets into stuff about his dad and what a jerk he is, and he doesn't really care what she found and whatever. And then Esme comes running in and is like, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I have some super exciting news. I just wanted to tell you real quick. I found this apartment, first floor, security this, blah, blah, blah. It's perfect. I'm going to go look at it this afternoon. And Spencer's like, the heck you are. You cannot leave, blah, blah, blah. And Laura's like, Spencer, calm down. Okay, Esme, we'll go look at it. And if it seems right, I will help you like I said I would, blah, blah, blah. And so Esme...
I'm glad that Laura is standing her ground in front of Spencer.
Right. So then Spencer starts being a jerk again, and Esme's like, whatever, I don't have time for this because I have to go look at this apartment. So, and she stood up for herself well. She was like, I am Ace's mother. It is my job to do what is best for him. And like, I am number one. So I'm doing what I think is best for him. And so she goes off to see the apartment and set that up. And Spencer's like, what the heck, grandmother? And Laura's like, I'm sorry, but I agree with her.
Yeah.
She has to have, she's not leaving the town. She's not leaving the country. Like, we're still going to get to see him, but she has right to find herself as a single mom because that's what she is.
Yes.
So I was happy for everybody there. I know Spencer did not like it, but too bad.
Well, and then he went to tell Trina, and Trina's response was, finally.
Exactly.
Ooh, that caused some problems. But she reminded him,
you are not Ace's father.
Yes. I do feel, though, given her typical responses, she could have been kinder about that. Because he was freaking out about the fact that he's not going to see him. And she should have been like, hey, you need to remember that you are not his dad. You've been acting like his dad.
That makes me think of your Star Wars stuff. Isn't that for Star Wars? I am your father. No, you're not his father.
Yes, that is.
There you go. See? I know some things.
I feel like that's one of those pop culture things that even if you've never seen it, you know
someone needs to remind Spencer, you are not his father.
But then,
oh, baby Ace, you are not my father. Sorry.
Aw.
Anyway, you can borrow Michael's mask.
But then Jocelyn was actually trying to comfort him and was like, hey, exactly like you just said, like he's still going to be in the area. You're still going to see him. And Dex says it's not going to be the same.
I mean,
he's right.
Yeah, there's no way to deny it's not going to be the same. When you move out of someone's home, it's not the same.
Right.
But Spencer needs this too. He needs to find the right balance of being involved in his brother's life, but still being his own person.
Yes. I feel like no one's having just that conversation with him, though. It's only coming up when things like this happen. So it's not like Laura has sat him down and only talked about this. I think she was trying to in the Metro
in the
Court,
beginning, yeah.
But he has kind of been blindsided with some of these things of, but you're not. Like with the doctor's appointment, but you're not.
Right.
And it's, yes, but he has been acting as.
He has. And I think that they need to find the right line of continuing to let him have more of an active role than just a brother would normally. Yes. But he doesn't need to step up to the role of father like he thinks that he should, because he's not. Yes. And she's right. It's not healthy. Like Ace right now is not really going to remember it. And as long as he has some interaction with them, will remain the happy, healthy kid that he is. But if they wait until he gets to like 3, 4, 5, he's going to think Spencer is his dad, even if he's not calling him dad.
Right.
So you go ahead, Esme, assert yourself as the mama.
But yeah, I do feel bad for, and I think though that's when Laura's going to put together that Portia was the one who thought that they needed to take that class together.
Right.
That kind of is, but that's also the other thing is that everyone encouraged him to go to that class.
Mm-hmm.
So they encouraged him to step up and take that role. And now they're like, but you're not.
Right. I mean, I think it was confusing. I think it was confusing for all of them. Like, he needs a good role model. His father is not a good role model, even if he's around, but he's not around right now. And Spencer wanted to step up, but they should have explained, like, this is for the baby stage where it's really hard and she needs tons and tons of support. But as he grows, she's going to grow in her knowledge as a mother and her comfort level of making decisions without questioning 20 other people. And so when she gets to that point, it's kind of like raising a child in the normal way. Like, you are growing them up to let them leave. They were helping Esme grow to the point that she could leave. This was the intention.
Right. So I guess we'll just see what happens there. And then the only thing that's left is... Oh, no. Alexis and Blaze chatted while they were waiting for Christina. I loved how Alexis was like, well, I needed something to do while I was waiting for you. And they talked about Linc, and now they're going to talk about writing an article and everything months later.
Right.
Which is, I guess, fine. But I'm like, I feel like we were done with that.
Yeah.
But I like Blaze. We're getting the story. They're doing what we asked them to do and basically bring that storyline in.
Right. Thank you for finally developing it.
Yeah. So they're going to write the article about sexual harassment in music. But then when Blaze left, Alexis says, I think she likes you. And Christina's like, yeah. She goes, no. I think she likes. Well, she didn't say it like that. Like, I think
that would have been
likes
funny.
you.
I would have liked to see her say she likes you.
But she was like, no, likes. So I thought that was sweet. Yeah. All right. Now on to Anna Charlotte stuff. Jake ran up yelling, just like you said he would. I had a feeling that was
right. He ran up yelling, Charlotte. And then Anna's like, oh my gosh. And she tells Jake to stop. And she runs in. And then she sees that she shot Charlotte. And she tells him to call 911, and he gives the address and blah, blah, blah. And the paramedics get there super quickly, and they take her away. And
the quiet night is gone.
Yes, exactly. And she comes, in, and Elizabeth's like, oh my God, where's Jake? Blah, blah, blah. And he's like, yeah, she got separated from us. And then I went to find her, and Anna shot her. And everybody's like, oh my God, why would Anna shoot her? Which I still feel like everyone had to see how this played out.
Yeah.
Jake's like, she shot her when she was in her apartment that she wasn't supposed to be in because we were out trick-or-treating.
That's what I think is
she
going
changed
to
outfits.
Right. Like, that's what Jake is going to. He has already had that conversation with too many people.
Right.
That everything that Charlotte is saying that contradicts.
Yes. I mean, Valentin knew she was lying. Valentin's sitting there. They're waiting for her to get out of surgery. She gets out of surgery. She's going to make a full recovery. Nina comes, and she's like, I heard from Anna what happened, blah, blah, blah. So they go in. She wakes up and she's like, oh, Papa.
They're together.
No, they're just there to make sure that you didn't die. Okay. They're not back together. She literally just married Sonny. Like, come on.
Can you give Nina a few brownie points for defending Anna?
Yes.
She did a great job.
Because thank you for being sensible, because it totally made sense that she did not shoot Charlotte knowing she was Charlotte. But Charlotte is like, yeah, I went to Anna's apartment to give her back her key and she shot me.
Yeah.
And he goes to correct her. And Nina's like, no, just let her talk. Okay, you need to get some rest. And then they walked out of the room and he's like, she's lying. And you're like, duh, of course she's lying.
Well, but I was so glad that he
knew that.
Right. That he is still very much.
But then he starts talking and Nina's like, yeah, you can't bring up that footage that we deleted. Like, shush, you cannot talk about that. So I don't know. I just hated all of it because I felt like Felicia's blaming herself when it had nothing to do with her. Anna's blaming herself, which, yes, obviously I would feel bad if
Felicia
I shot.
Is assuming that it was a string. Oh, no. Felicia, yeah, she knew it was Charlotte. Never mind. I was going to say, if she didn't know that it was Charlotte and she just knew that someone had broken into Anna's,
right,
that's okay for her to start having those feelings because, but then it also would have been your daughter if it wasn't Anna, if someone was just breaking in, like if it was random, if it was random. But you're right. She knew it was Charlotte. So never mind. Continue.
Yes. And then we have Nina feeling bad because they did delete that information and like she's seeing that in her mind of how that shouldn't have been held back or whatever. And then Anna is like beating herself up, which, yes, you would be sad that you shot a child. You would be sad if you shot anyone, even if they legit were the bad guy. I would assume if you shoot someone, you still feel like, oh, I can't believe I just shot someone. But she's having all this remorse over it's Charlotte. And the whole time I'm like, but she broke into your apartment. This is Valentin's problem. Oh, and Laura feeling guilty too. Like, yes, all you people are feeling guilty, but it should be Valentin feeling the guilt because he went to Laura and Nina and whatever instead of going straight to Charlotte and being like, no, we're not just talking to Kevin. We're committing you. There's something wrong.
Right. Confronting. And not even committing, just like confronting you on, hey, we
Right.
know what's been going on.
And going straight to Anna and being like, hey, it's my daughter that's being the wackadoodle here. It is not some stalker. So not that you shouldn't be terrified, but it's not the same level as dealing with a WSB agent.
Well, and so at the same time, kind of. Well, no, at the very beginning of the week, Dante and Sam talked to Danny about the tarot card stuff.
Yes.
And then Charlotte brought that up to someone, to Valentin, or to somebody about the fact
to
that he doesn't-
Valentin,
yeah.
she said she switched outfits because she didn't think that he would let her go as the tarot card person because he didn't like when she got the cards out. And he was like, I never said that. And she was like,
his reaction to
I
her
saw your
cheerleader
face.
costume was,
yeah, I thought you were going to be the other person.
Yeah.
Like, why'd you take so long?
but then Dante told Anna about the spray paint and the key.
Right.
And so Anna's kind of getting this. So then Anna thinks that this Forsyth guy has somehow infiltrated a 15-year-old
Right.
and turned her against her,
Right.
against Anna. And so she's telling Valentin, oh my gosh, it's all my fault. It's this guy. It's these things that I did. Thank God Valentin came clean
Right.
and stopped being, okay, yes, he lied to her, but he was also being not elusive. What word am I looking for?
I feel like elusive's right.
I don't think it is, but I think you and I are both
Thinking the
thinking
same word.
thing. Yeah. So, yeah, I guess eluding. He's eluding her, so it's elusive. All right. You know what word I'm looking for. But
We could put out our own dictionary when we use words that are this.
so she loses it and gives like the best run, jump, smack.
Take you down.
That was fantastic. I'm sorry.
So deserved because
I loved it. And she's like, you made me be in the position where I shot a child.
right.
He didn't make her, but he let her.
No, he left her thinking
spiral
she
to-
had to
yes.
do whatever to protect herself. And I'm sorry, any person, if you came onto your house and you thought someone was in there and you had a gun on you, you would draw your gun to protect yourself.
Yes.
Especially after everything that you've gone through, that she's been going through. Yeah, and she is a WSB agent, and she's highly trained, and she thinks that the people after her are highly trained. Like,
Right.
heck yeah, you're
Curtis
lucky it was
shot.
just
She thinks Curtis was shot because of her.
exactly.
So, yeah.
Exactly. You're lucky it was just like a regular gun and not like something crazier.
Yes. And then Liz and Laura.
No, nope, I don't need your help. Thank you, Mr. Watch.
And then Liz and Laura talk about Jake and about how he's doing. And Liz is like, I've never seen him like this before. Liz, he came back from the dead and was under the spell of Helena. Yes, you have.
She doesn't
You
remember
have
that.
seen him in an altered state
Yes.
and not knowing how to respond to things.
Yes.
But I do understand where she was coming from. I just thought that was a funny line
Right.
for her to be like, I've never seen him like this.
Of course, how was she going to say, I haven't seen him like this since that time he came
Since
back
the
from
chimera. Oh, yeah.
the dead?
But they were both, everybody is saying Anna would never shoot a child.
Right.
So,
It's Valentin's fault and Charlotte's, but
Mhm.
Valentin's fault. He should have parented better.
okay, you cannot always blame the parent for the children's thing. And I don't think I don't think it's Valentin's fault until he knew about it.
Right. You cannot blame him for her actions, but you can blame him for keeping those actions hidden
Yes.
and not seeking the proper help for
Yes.
her. Like, I just don't.
That's when it became his.
I don't understand not confronting her. This
Neither
may
do I.
have all happened even if he had confronted her and still not told Anna. If he'd been like, listen, I'm not
Right.
going to get you in trouble with Anna, but you got to stop, blah, 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 blah. She may have still done it anyway, but at least he would have tried to stop it on one side.
Mhm.
Instead, he let both parties think that Charlotte's getting away with it and Anna has no idea who's after her.
But she did spill to Laura about Anna's bad. Anna's trying to hurt
Yes.
because, and all of that. And she brought up Victor, right? Did she bring up Victor? No, Valentin brought up Victor.
Okay.
But Charlotte spilled a lot to Laura.
Yeah.
So that was good.
But yeah. Sorry, Valentin. You got everything that you deserved because it was your fault.
But then at the very beginning of the week, Anna had stayed the night at Sonny's, and that was cool. And he brings her some coffee. He's like, I know you're typically into tea.
Yes.
Here's some coffee. And she starts questioning, out of all the legitimate businesses in the world.
And he's like, I already had connections in Colombia.
And then they started to bond over shooting children. He's like, well, back when I shot my son,
Then Olivia
I
ran
didn't
in
know.
and was like, you just shot your son, much like Jake ran up to you and was like, Charlotte.
I was just like, can we not have them bonding over this? I understood where he was going with the, you'll somehow.
And Dante wasn't technically a child when he was shot. He was in his 20s, early 20s. He was Sonny's child, but he
if
wasn't
anything. It's
child.
him shooting Dante was worse because he knew who he quote was because he was undercover. He was shooting to kill Dominic.
Yeah, but he didn't know Dominic was his son.
No, but that's what I'm saying though, is that he was shooting to kill him. Anna wasn't necessarily shooting to kill Charlotte. She was shooting to
hurt the intruder.
Hurt the intruder.
Yeah.
Two kind of different things there. She wasn't staring in Charlotte's eyes and did it as Sonny did. And now, he was his best man, right?
So, right.
I guess anything can happen.
Maybe Charlotte will be Anna's matron of honor.
Yes. Maid of honor. Sorry. Married?
She's not married. I said it right the first time. I was overcorrecting.
Okay. I think that is it.
Okay.
Reality check.
So it's your reality check.
It was my first week at my new job, and I had to admit that I am a dork because they asked for our hobby, and I was like, I co-host a podcast. And so, of course, they're like, what's your podcast about? And I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm a dork. I love General Hospital. And I wasn't ashamed or I wouldn't have brought it up. I just was like,
Some people have the feedback of, I used to watch that when I was in college, as though you're not allowed to watch it anymore.
Right. So, but no, they were all very like, oh, that's cool, blah, blah, blah. I dropped the name of the podcast in our little chat in case anyone wanted to check us out.
Hi, new listeners.
And a lot of them share my love of Dr. Pepper. So that was a nice bonding experience. I don't know how we even got onto what kind of pop we drink, but
I'm sure
somebody said
probably
something.
Had a Dr. Pepper.
I did not start the conversation though. I did have a Dr. Pepper with me at all times. I always do. But I don't know who said what. Somebody said something. They were talking about different coffees and stuff. And I think somebody else said, I don't drink coffee, I drink pop. And then they went on to what's your favorite pop or whatever.
Gotcha.
But I was so excited to have so many Dr. Pepper lovers in my class with me. And
you found your people.
I found my people. And
well, that's my daughter's favorite, right?
Exactly. Why do you think I love your daughter so much? But I have that nice sign from you that you got me for my birthday, which reminds me I still haven't given you your birthday present. But anyway, the sign for my birthday that says Dr. Pepper, blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to put that in the background. And I did use my pens from you. And,
very nice.
And my sign was on my door. And I used the little planner thing to write down my hours and all my passwords and everything on it. So
I got Amanda like a little starter kit for her office that had one side was, it basically says like working, leave me alone. It doesn't say
one
that.
side says no soliciting. And then the other side says working from home. Please do not ring bell, leave packages at the front door.
Yeah.
No
it was the
soliciting.
best I could get with.
Oh, I love it.
Okay.
I love it. And my family loves it. They were yelling at me because there's not a door that goes into my den. So I bought one of those accordion doors to put up because the den's where the cat boxes are. So I can't have it completely closed off anyway.
Do you know that they make little kitty cat doors to go through doors? We have one.
I knew that you had one. When I was buying the accordion door. I was not thinking about that though. I was just thinking about the fact that I could keep it open a little bit. But I haven't put it up yet because I have to cut the track for it. But that was like after the very first day of working, I was like, I need a door and I don't want to spend the money on a real door. What are my options?
Absolutely.
And so the accordion door, it was like $50. It was super whatever. So I'm hoping I'm as happy with it as I think I'm going to be. But anyway, I don't know where I was going with that.
Your family.
Oh, my family. Yes, my family I was expecting to put the sign on the accordion door so that they would remember when they walked in because there's a bathroom right there. And so I know that as they come home from school or work, they're going to go to the bathroom and then they're going to want to open it and be like, Mom, blah, 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 because they are not very good at respecting my space. So I was going to put it there to remind them. And I didn't have the door up yet because that's this weekend, today, later task. So, the first day, Emily was like, you don't have this on the door, and like went over and put it in front of my fall decoration. And I was like, that's why I don't have it on the front doors because now you're blocking the fall decoration. But anyway, it was nice. It was all the, normal stuff that you have to learn to start in any company, all the HR stuff of we don't discriminate, blah, 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 all wonderful things.
Show up on time.
Yes, exactly. Show up on time. This is how you clock in. No sexual harassment, no harassment for any other reasons, blah, blah, blah. Don't wear inappropriate stuff on your Zoom calls. Like all that stuff that I'm sure, I understand legally why they have to go over all that, but it was not the most interesting topics that I had ever had. And then they made us listen to some calls because they're teaching us like how to not get emotionally tied into the customer because you want to be able to stay professional or whatever. And so they made us listen to these like horrific calls where like you couldn't help but want to be in the customer's shoes. Like one was somebody who called right after their purse got stolen, and so they were calling to cancel the card.
Yeah.
And one other one was that they called someone to talk to them, and the wife answered, and whenever they asked for that person, they were like, no, he died this morning. Well, and I was like, think about taking these. Like, my mind is only happy. Thanks for calling. How can I help you? Like, let me change this around for you or whatever calls. So yeah, I'm going to have to
So I do mailings, and we get when I sell a house, like there's a just sold card that goes out to the surrounding area. It just goes based on the United States Postal Service's list.
Yeah.
And I had a guy call me, and it was in my first year. And this guy called me, and he's like, "That's my son. He's been gone for 3 years. Can you guys please take him?" And I was like, I don't know how to do that. I was like, "I'm really sorry." I said, "I don't make that list. It's through the post office." I said, "I don't know if there's something that
like
they can do." I was like, "I will look to see what I can do."
Yeah.
But I'm like, that was absolutely not intentional.
Right.
But it broke my heart because we've had our house now for 9 years and we still get mail for.
Oh yeah.
So that's hard.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to all the other fun things that I'm going to get to learn, but I needed you Friday, and you weren't at my house. They were doing,
I didn't know.
they decided to do like team building. It's Friday. We made it through our first week. Yay. So they did this thing where everyone gets to put a song in.
Oh.
And then it plays like a snippet of the song, and you have to type in the answer.
Name
Spelling counts. It's not called Name That Tune. Songly, Songify, Song something.
Okay.
Songly, I think is right. But I don't know. You can Google it. I'm sure it'll pop up. But you had to put in like what the songs were or whatever. And everyone knows I do not know songs. I do not know movies. I may know a song to sing it, but I cannot tell you who sang it or the song title. The same as I may have seen a movie, but I don't know that I saw a movie until you describe a scene from the movie. And then I'm like, oh yes, I saw that.
Yes.
So yeah, I was like, I think there's one lady that's older than me in the group, and her and I were consistently at the bottom. And surprisingly, the youngest person in the group was the one that got like all of them the first round that we did. But I was
Very
like,
nice.
Where is Shannon and Ryan? Because I need them to tell me these songs.
That's cheating, Amanda.
You disappointed me on my Friday. I needed to look like I was smarter than I am.
Why didn't you just have me on?
I should have.
Are you busy? Like, I need your Name That Tune knowledge.
Phone a friend.
That's funny.
Luckily, it was not for any you weren't earning anything.
Right.
It was just for fun.
Just
And people were singing along. It was a very cute team building activity.
Fun.
It was very nice.
I like that.
It was really cute. And the fact that we can all play virtually, it was very organized and whatever. So yes, it was fun, but I thought of you and Ryan. I was like, I need my helpers here because I don't know how to do that.
I kind of want to play against Ryan sometime.
Oh, you guys should. You should.
All right.
I'll set that up.
There we go.
So how about you? How was your week?
Pretty mostly uneventful, but on Thursday night, my daughter and I went to see Trey Kennedy, the comedian. I guess he's been doing it for a really long time, but definitely during shutdown, he blew up on Instagram and TikTok and everything. He is so funny in person too, which was great because you know how sometimes you're like, oh, can they do it? He was great. So if you get a chance to go see him, I would definitely recommend it.
I like your little girls' days that you do.
We have had a lot of them lately.
I love it.
It's just been, Les Mis JD was there too.
Oh, okay.
And he was supposed to be at the Brad Meltzer thing, but then his work wound up throwing together a donor appreciation dinner at the last minute.
Okay.
So he was really bummed to not be able to also be with us. But yeah, it was what it was.
Oh, jeez.
I know. But yeah, so just Trey Kennedy. Nice. I think that's it. But join us on Thursday as we talk about the Quartermain staff.
I'm so excited for this.
It's going to be so fun.
Have a good week.
And we'll meet you at the pier. Bye. Bye.
My legs are weak now.
I was going to say, I'm like, how you doing?
I'm like sliding all over the place.
If you enjoyed today's show, we invite you to go to peer54podcast.com to subscribe on your favorite platform. Don't forget to leave us a review. And you can also follow us on many social media channels. Just search for Peer54 Podcast. Also, we are not perfect, so if there is something that we missed or messed up, just let us know by emailing us at peer54podcast@gmail.com.
LifeLock, how can I help?
The IRS said I
filed my return,
but I haven't.
1 in 4 tax-paying Americans has paid the price of identity fraud.
What do I do?
My refund, though. I'm freaking out.
Don't worry, I can fix this.
LifeLock fixes identity theft guaranteed and gets your money back with up to $3 million in coverage.
I'm so relieved.
No problem. I'll be with you every step of the way.
1 in 4 was a fraud-paying American. Not anymore. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit LifeLock.com/podcast. Terms apply.